What's up, all my fellow comic heads out there in YouTube land? This is Comic Hoarder 410. Finally bringing part 6 of my comic book keys, variants, and such. And today I'm going to concentrate on Conan stuff. And I can't show every Conan cover that I think is great, because especially with Savage Sword, nearly every cover is a painted masterpiece. We'd be here all day. But before I get into it, I want to apologize if people have been commenting and I haven't responded. As everyone's been complaining, I'm trying to figure out this new Google Plus crap where, you know, tech companies and software companies years ago, they used to want to make their products more user-friendly. And Google and YouTube seem to have done the opposite. I mean, first, you know, they move your inbox and make it harder to find your comments. Then they take away the ability to do a video response. Now this Google Plus stuff, as everybody's been complaining about, has been a nightmare. And I've seen comments that have been on my videos for months. They're just gone without me doing anything to them. And you don't see in your YouTube inbox if anybody's commented on your YouTube videos, which, well, I have a YouTube inbox if you're not going to show the stuff that should be in the inbox. It's just sad. All I'll say in closing, you know, is it's sad when people have been using YouTube for years have to go watch a tutorial video to find out how to see if people have commented on your videos and how to reply to it. But that's what I'm going to have to do. So I apologize for that. But getting into the books, here's my Savage Sword of Conan #1. Not a near mint copy, has some flaws. Got a tiny rip down there in the bottom corner, but this is a gorgeous painted cover of Conan and Sonya fighting these undead skeleton warriors by Boris Vallejo. And a great choice for the cover #1. I love it. And Vallejo did a lot of great work on Conan, as did so many other artists. I mean, too many to name. This is Marvel graphic novel number 19, Conan the Barbarian and the Witch Queen of Acheron. Another awesome painted cover. Over here, I've shown this before. This is the other Marvel graphic novel, or Marvel Conan the Barbarian graphic novel from the 80s, The Horn of Azoth. And the story behind this is that Roy Thomas and Jerry Conway wrote the script for the second Conan movie, which ended up being Conan the Destroyer. But their script went through so many changes because the studio wanted to make it PG and more kid-friendly. So they weren't happy with the final result. So Thomas and Conway published their original vision for that movie, which they called Conan the Thief originally. They published it in graphic novel form here as The Horn of Azoth. And it's an awesome read and a gorgeous painted cover by Ken Dorian. Love that cover. Sorry about the glare. Moving along. Some of my friends across the pond might recognize this. I saw it, I thought it was cool, so I bought it. This is the Marvel Digest series, Conan the Barbarian Pocket Book #1. And it was 15 pence, and it's, you know, ash can or digest size. And reprints Conan #1. So I thought that was cool, so I grabbed it. Here's my copy of Conan the Barbarian #1, and it has some flaws up there, you know, rubbing, a ding up there, ding right there, and most glaringly, this crease that starts at the bottom and runs, you know, halfway up the book. Other than that, it's a bright cover, the pages are white, everything's there. I'm just going to have to upgrade this copy at some point, but I want to make note that I really feel that Barry Windsor Smith's cover to #1 here has a lot of Kirby's influence on his art style. I really see it heavy here. And later on, Barry Windsor Smith developed his own style on these covers, which I think is just gorgeous, and I love his art. Love it. I sprung, not ridiculous amount, but I didn't get these cheap, but I paid for high-grade copies of Conan 2 and 3. And this is my #2. Really bright, gorgeous copy. Has a little bit of spine rolling and some rubbing at the bottom corner, but this is a really, really sharp copy. I'm happy to have them. I have to get a sharp #1 to go with them. #3 is worth a little more than #2 because it was a lower print run and lower distribution in a lot of areas. And this #3 is gorgeous. The only problem's slight spine rolling. As you can see, the bottom staple's in a slightly different position than the top. And it's got that rubbing on the bottom corner. But other than that, this book is sharp. And I paid like $100 for this a few years ago. I did not get it cheap. This is #4. And some of these have a date stamp. A lot of the ones I got from the same collection have a date stamp, unfortunately. But this cover #4, in my opinion, is where you start to see Barry Smith's style begin to evolve into what it becomes later. Gorgeous cover. Missing number 5. Need to get that. This is number 6. And another awesome Barry Windsor Smith cover. Number 7, I really like this Barry Smith cover. Another date stamp, but other than that, this copy is pretty sharp. And yeah, here you're starting to see his style evolve, especially in the faces of the characters. Really love that cover. This is Conan the Barbarian number 8. And what's cool about this is it has a hidden message in one of the panels. You have to get out a magnifying glass almost to see it, but in the gold coins on one of the pages, Barry Windsor Smith wrote something to the effect of, I must be mad to sit here and draw all of these gold coins. So that was pretty cool. An early example of a hidden panel message from an artist. I'm missing 9, 10, and 11. But I do have number 12, and I'm glad, because this is a Bernie Wrightson cover. I don't think he did another Conan cover after this. I might be wrong about that. But yeah, other than the date stamp, again, this is an awesome copy. And I don't get too upset with the date stamp, especially on older books. They're present on some. But this is Conan 13, another date stamp, but back to Barry Smith doing the covers. All white cover. These are probably harder to find in high grade. This is my number 14. And it has some problems, nothing too major, but just some dings on the spine there. But awesome Barry Windsor Smith cover of The Coming of Elric the Slayer. And this is a 2-parter with a sword called Stormbringer. And this is number 15. Unfortunately, somebody drew some pen on the cover. On number 15 here. Right there below the price, unfortunately. Because other than that, it's a pretty nice copy and an awesome Barry Smith cover of Conan and Elric there. This is number 16, and this is a classic Windsor Smith cover here. Night of the Frost Giants. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Number 17, and this is a Gil Kane cover here. No date stamp on that one. Date stamp here is number 18. Not sure who did this. It was another Gil Kane, maybe. Not sure who did that one. I have to look that up. This is one of my favorite. I'm missing 19. Sorry, but this is one of my favorite Windsor Smith covers. Mine's got some big problems here on the spine, as you can see. So I need to upgrade this eventually, but this is one of my favorite Windsor Smith covers, especially his early ones, The Black Hound of Vengeance. It's a gorgeous cover, man. And here, to me, this is where, alright, this is the Barry Smith that kicked ass that I remember. This is his style fully developed to what I remember his style being. If that makes any sense to anyone. Apparently I'm missing number 21. I thought I had it. Maybe I didn't grab it. But here's 22. Another beautiful Barry Windsor Smith cover here. Shadow of the Vulture. And he really, man, look at his line work in detail now. He is awesome. This is number 23. And this is a really, really, really sharp copy. The only problem is this bend up here. So it's not near mint, then I guess it's a very fine plus. Tiny bit of spine rolling. Everything else bright, sharp, no date stamp. And that's the first Red Sonja, but I guess you could say like a cameo. And this is 24. Conan the Barbarian 24. Awesome cover again by Windsor Smith. And this is the Song of Red Sonja. This is the first full Red Sonja story here. And that's another sharp copy. This is, excuse me, this is the first John Buscema cover on Conan. This is number 25. And a gorgeous cover. And as many of us have commented, you know, when you get the red and the yellow together, it really pops. And this is a bright cover for a Conan book, but I like it. This is number 26, Fall of the Towers. Got some serious spine rolling, but not too bad other than that. I think I have some of the ones in between 27 and 32. I just didn't grab every book. I just want to get the early ones. But this is my copy of Conan number 33, signed by cover artist Herb Trimpe. This is Conan number 37. And I love this one because this is a Neil Adams cover, Curse of the Golden Skull. Love Neil's work on Conan. He did some awesome covers on Savage Tales too, which I only have one. I've shown it before. I didn't show it this time. This is Conan 45, and I'm going to have to upgrade this one because if you can see it, it looks like a piece of tape or something was stuck or is stuck on the O and the N because it's discolored it perfectly there in that perfect line. So it's probably from a piece of tape. So I need to upgrade this. And it's unfortunate because other than that, it's a really beautiful copy. If that flaw wasn't there, this is probably near mint. But this is also a Neil Adams cover to Conan. Be on the lookout for a better copy. This is number 48. And this is an awesome Gil Kane cover. Sorry about the glare. This is a pretty sharp copy, actually. A little bit of rubbing on the bottom corner, but this is the return of Red Sonja and just a gorgeous Gil Kane cover, and this is the retelling of Conan's origin. 48 there. This is number 63. It's in pretty rough shape, and I don't know exactly why I grabbed this one. Is this? No, this isn't. I think this might be a price variant. This might be a price variant. I think it is. That's why it was there. But, yeah, I could be wrong because 63 is at 30 cents, and here's 64 at 30 cents. I know that's a price variant. This doesn't have the box, but I think it might be. So, anyway, I'll have to look that up to determine. But anyway, here's my price variants, my 30 cents price variant for Conan 64. This is the 30-cent price variant for Conan 65, and this one's got some problems on the spine, as you can see. And 35, actually, no, I'm sorry, this isn't a price variant, this is a Whitman variant to Conan 94 with the blank UPC symbol. This is Conan 100. This is the Death of Balit. John Buscema and Ernie Chan on the cover there. This is the final issue of Conan 275. Low print run because the series was getting canceled, so this is pretty sought after and, you know, in comparison to other Conan issues, reasonably valuable. This is, I have all the giant size. This has a date marker on the cover there too, but this is giant size Conan number 1. I got all of these, I believe, and all the annuals. Giant size Conan number 2. This is number 3. Giant size number 3. Giant size Conan the Barbarian number 4. This one has some problems. It's pretty rough, but this is giant size number 5. You see all kinds of marking in the corner and a crease that goes down there. But it's giant size number 5. This is one of my absolute favorite Barry Windsor Smith covers. Just gorgeous. Look at all the detail in this freaking cover. I mean, that is a beauty. And this is king size. They call it special back then, but this is Conan Annual number 1. Love that cover. That's one of my favorites there. This is Conan King Size Annual number 2. Conan the Barbarian King Size Annual number 3, guest starring King Cole. Shoot, let me make some more room here. This is, this is Conan the Barbarian Annual number 4. This is Conan Annual number 5. Annual number 6. I don't know why I got all these. This is a Gil Kane cover there. I don't know why I got all these out. This is Annual number 7. It's a badass cover there too. Not sure who did that one. I don't know if that's Basima or not. Really like this one. I remember having this when I was young. This is Conan Annual number 8 with a awesome cover by Val Merrick. Conan Annual number 9, Ernie Chan on the cover art. Painted Ernie Chan cover to number 10, and I really dig that one. That's a gorgeous one. And yeah, this is Ernie Chan too. This is one of my favorite annual covers. You could almost do without the guy doing the karate kick. I hate to say it, but I feel like this cover would actually be better if you took him out of it. But, you know, whatever. Like that cover by Ernie Chan. His painted work's really great. Moving on, these are the movie specials to Conan the Barbarian. Number 1. Number 2. And this is the Conan the Destroyer movie limited series, 2-issue limited series. It's number 1, covered by Bob Camp, pretty spot on of Arnold. And number 2, also by Bob Camp. This was when Marvel tried to relaunch Conan. This didn't last very long. I have all of them. I think it only lasted me like 12 or 15 issues. But I have all those. They also, after that, got canceled. They relaunched Conan the Adventurer. And this didn't last too long either. This is like a embossed cover. I have every Conan book Dark Horse has published. I have nonstop bought all that stuff. And actually, especially at this point, it was really good when Kurt Busiek and Kerry Nord were on it. I highly recommend picking up the trades or the early issues of Conan by Dark Horse that Kurt Busiek did. But this is number 1 of that, and a cover by Joseph Michael Linsner. This is, alright, disclaimer here, kiddies. And I know when you give a disclaimer like this that there's going to be boobies coming up, the last thing minors are going to do is turn it off. But the disclaimer is there. You're about to see some nudities. This is Conan number 24. This is the regular cover, The Magistrate's Wife. And they did a nude variant to this. And this is the... Whoopsie. This is the nude variant. You can see strange UPC symbol. I'm sure everybody's looking at that. Whoopsie. I didn't realize there's a little bit more than boobies on here. Ward and Wally, what are you doing? But yes. So, nude lady on the Conan 24 cover. This is a little harder to find, but pretty cool nonetheless. This is Conan and the Demons of Kitai, number 3 of 4. And some of these had the preview for the next issue of Conan, which was number 24. And the early printings had the nude variant in it, and they changed the later one. So this is the early printing with the nude variant, promoed in the back. This is Dark Horse's Conan the Cimmerian number 1, signed by cover artist Frank Cho. And he's a really nice guy. He's signed like 1 through 8, I think he did the covers of, and he signed them for me. But that's the end of my Conan books for now. And I thank you all for taking the time to check out my books. I always appreciate it. And I know there's a lot of other people out there in the YouTube community that like Conan, so I'm going to be checking out your books. I know Hippie has a bunch. Fool Killer collects Conan. Boba Fett collects Conan, so always enjoy seeing your guys' books. And thanks again, everyone. Take care of yourselves and your families, and happy comic book reading to you all.